Hello everyone. Now, as promised, here is our first installment of our vocal exercises for the fall semester 2020, a very interesting one. Since I can't be there with you in person, these are some exercises that I would like to get started in your repertoire. The first one is super simple. It just gets the articulators going, gets everything buzzing, just like our regular lip trills. This lip trill is in thirds, and if it stops moving, it kind of shows that there is something interrupting our airflow. So you can take a breath through your nose and then out through your mouth. And while you do that, the byproduct is just these lip trills, and hopefully you can get your lips to vibrate. Do think about almost like you're concentrating on the top lip vibrating a little faster. So it goes. So really just a stepwise motion, nice and connected, legato. Your air should just be underneath you a little bit. And with this, I want you to just kind of, we call it bobbleheading, but move your head back and forth. It's nondescript tempo, just to keep things loose in the back here, so that you are not forcing or holding anything. Good. And as you notice, I don't really open my mouth to take that breath. Maybe one at the very end, but I'm trying not to compound the breath and make too much breath held underneath. But I just breathe through my nose. That way it's a nice, solid, and smooth movement together with that support system. So that started on a middle C. Usually for voice types, high and low, middle C is a good bet to start on. And then you can kind of go up by a fifth. You don't need to go super high with these as you're getting started. Really, it's just about trying to keep everything easy. As I was getting up to this area, that's my first break. So at that break, I noticed I need to kind of make a little bit more space inside. Relax my tongue. We don't want to drive the tone. And the next thing we're going to do is add something to this as well. So we're going to do our lip trills, and we're going to put it all together here in a minute. The lip trills, and now we're just going to do a simple hum. You may hear that I'm making space behind it, and I'm really just placing it nice and forward, letting my nose stay open, feeling the buzz here in the frontal part of the resonance in the face. So the sensation that I'm going for is really that you're going to feel some buzz up here. It's not going to be world and earth shattering, but there will be a buzz right here in your mask. And behind it, you're going to feel just a nice, steady, constant support of breath support. I am also, you'll notice, moving around a little bit. What I'm doing is I am moving my tongue around so it doesn't, again, stay too focused and too tense in the back, because our tongue goes all the way down to the bottom of our trachea here. And we don't want to cause any extra tension with our breath support. So we're just trying to make everything just stay loose. You can do this as you're walking around. Better to do it at the piano for a little bit so you can check in with the notes. But again, we're just trying to keep everything nice and loose here, nice and supported underneath, and also nice and loose here. We don't want anything forceful. So back down, we'll do a couple of these together. also notice I'm starting with a gentle so that nothing is too forceful. We just don't want to put a lot of pressure on the back of the tongue there. Try to keep the vibrato present there. So when I say vibrato, I just mean our air giving us a little bit of a frequency. Yeah, yeah. Just a natural movement. One more. Now, as you go higher, you may feel like there's some pressure, just a little bit of pushing here. That's good. We don't want the pressure to manifest itself here in the throat, here in the back of the tongue. We're really just looking for a connection from lower support here to here. And of course, as I am working myself back into a little bit of vocal shape, these are also warm-ups for me. They may seem simple, but it's amazing how the simple things put together and focused will get you further than going for the complicated and the complex right from the start. So we're going to go back to the C, and now we're going to mix it up, and we're just going to go just like we were with the hum. So what we'll do is we'll find the hum. Don't be tempted to drive this, but again, we're just gonna hum for one beat, and find a nice ah vowel. When I say ah, it's like you're yawning in the back of on the back of your tongue. There's a little bit of a groove there. Also, we don't want to lose the disconnection here. So really just imagine that the ah is right in this focused area. Keep the head movement in there. You can also shake the tongue out a little bit if it starts to get tense as you hold the note. Keep it loose. Got a little caught up there, a little bit of phlegm coming down. That's good. It's basically just shaking things up a little. Now I might get this look of concentration on my face because I'm also just trying to keep everything in the forward resonance, but there is a balance as we go up. You will definitely notice, again, a little bit of pressure here, but as much as we can, trying to keep the neck and the tongue out of the equation, and nice and loose and flexible will keep you connected to your air with good resonance up here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our C, and we're going to try to do this together and put it all together. So essentially what we're going to do is the three notes, take a little bit of a break there, go into the humming, then we're going to take a breath. We're going to take a good head breath, like I like to call it, and then we're going to go into the but we're going to do this consecutively so we can do it all together and just get the voice nice and warm and a feeling of open without having to make too much noise. So if you have to tuck yourself into a corner or a closet or a dorm room or a field somewhere, it's not going to be too disturbing to other people, but you'll feel like you have the beginnings of opening up the voice. And then I would encourage you to keep warming up with a couple more exercises or scales, and we will come back to this and add more on in a few weeks. But I do want you to try this every time before you sing. Just do these exercises and concentrate on keeping it nice and open and free in this area and feeling your connection right to the point of that resonance, all of this nice and open. Don't shut down your nose, and we'll talk more about what that means. And if you have questions, please let me know. But here we go. Keep going. Two more. One more. Good, so it starts to open things up. It shakes things out a little bit if we've got the cobwebs in there from our summer or just not being able to open up the voice. And what it really does do is it concentrates on that nice Italian ah vowel placement with some space in the back. So that is our first regimen that I'd like you to try here for the next few weeks. Each time a little bit, about a 15-minute exercise that you can play around with, and I encourage you to get more and more comfortable with it. You'll find little catches in there where you'll start to experience a smoother ride, shall we say, as you do practice this consistently. So I hope you enjoyed. This is Dominic Aquilino saying goodbye for now, and I will see you in the movies.